So eventually I want to get aftermarket wheels for the C8 Z06, but until then I do want to play around with the colors of my OEM black traditional wheels to maybe something a little different. So I have a product that not only allows me to change it to a custom color, but is completely reversible, and all for only around $100. So let's go check this out in this video. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and like I said, we are going to be changing the colors of the OEM wheels to something a little bit more custom, something unlike I've been thinking about for a little bit of time now. Like in the future, I do plan to have some aftermarket wheels, but in the meantime, I do want to play with a different color now that I have the new wrap on the C8 Z06. And the black, while it does look really good, I kind of just want to play around with different colors, especially so that I know when I go for aftermarket wheels, I know exactly what color I want to go with, along with just a different design. Now, the product I'm going to be using to change the color of the wheels is something that I've used in the past. It's something I actually really enjoy doing, and it's temporary. If I wanted to remove it, it doesn't hurt the finish of the actual wheels and such. And it's really just Plastidip. And the company that it comes from is dipyourcar.com. Now, some of you are probably very familiar with dip material and what it is. If you're not, it's basically just spray on rubber latex vinyl that you apply it just like you would like regular paint or whatnot. It dries up, but then becomes rubbery latex that you could actually peel it off afterwards at a later point in time, or if you just don't like it to begin with. So it's really it's very, very safe to different kinds of finishes. If you have like gloss wheels or any of that kind of stuff, it's very, very user-friendly, that it won't damage. And in fact, actually acts like a layer of protection. It's not anything like PPF, but it does add that extra bit of protection, especially if you plan to keep like your OEM wheels and such, that you maybe as a secondary set of wheels for like the winter time, or if you're for track use or any of that kind of stuff. This material, like Plastidip, is really, really versatile in that regards. Again, I've used it on things like engine covers, actual full-on sprays on previous cars before I had my C8 Corvette, my Stingray, for that matter. I had a Camaro SS that I did a full-on spray kit for the whole entire car, but you could do hoods, wheels, is very, very common, a whole bunch of different things. So what I have from dipyourcar.com is actually their wheel kit that you can get, and it's about $100–120 on their website, depending on the sale that they got going on, which is a pretty fair price. And these stuff, when I say that it's temporary, it really doesn't necessarily need to be temporary. You can have this on your car or your wheels or whatever you're applying it to. If you put it on correctly, it'll last a few years if you take care of it, do proper maintenance, and keep it clean and all that kind of stuff. It actually is super durable, which is why I like the product so much. So if I decide that I like it on the OEM wheels, I can keep them on until I get aftermarkets, or if I don't, I could take them off. That's the beauty of this stuff. So, but okay, let me show you what comes with the kit that I personally got. So this is the kit here that I had gotten from dipyourcar.com, and it's basically just their traditional kit that is everything you see here minus these here that I'm going to talk about, which is obviously this is microfiber towel, but this I'll talk about in a second. But their kit, essentially, it comes with 4 cans of base coat here, and then 3 cans of your special color that we're going to be doing. Now, for me, I'm going to go with a bronze color look, which is no surprise because, I mean, I've done bronze on my car before, on my previous C8 Stingray, and it looks so good that I want to try it on the new Z06. But essentially, this kit has everything you need to get started with it, and essentially it comes with a pre-dipped cleaner spray, a dip release, which I'll get into that in a second, what that does, and then some microfiber towels, your actual dip cans, and then isopropyl alcohol wipes for like the final clean of the surfaces when you get ready to do your dip kind of deal. Now, this stuff right here is basically Brake Dust Pro. It is a specialized cleaner for the wheels afterwards that is really good for taking out brake dust. The C8, Z06, and the Stingray for that matter, they're notorious, the OEM brake pads, they're notorious for a ton of brake dust. So I'm really gonna be counting on that brake cleaner, brake dust cleaner to keep the wheels essentially clean. I know I need to get ceramic brake pads, but I just haven't gotten to that point anyway. But in any case though, yeah, it comes with a few microfiber towels and then a few of these paint films and such that you can use when you're dipping your wheels. Now, I took the wheels off of my C8 Corvette because I was already doing quite a few different mods, including a new wing right there. If you haven't seen that video yet, it's really cool. But essentially, you can do do this kind of job with the Plastidip with the wheels still on the car, and then these bags essentially would go over the brake calipers and stuff like that, so none of that gets painted. And I have done that before on previous cars that I've owned, where I just didn't feel like taking off the wheels. But in this case, I was doing other stuff. I already took the wheels off, so it was just really, it was just a no-brainer that it's easier to do the wheels already to, you get what I'm trying to say. So now that I have the wheels off, and essentially how this process is going to happen is that I will be using this black Plastidip cans to put layers of base coat. And that's gonna be acting as your foundation in regards to making it peelable, making this Plastidip peelable afterwards, so that when I want to remove it, there's enough material to actually peel off like a sticker essentially. So it takes, traditionally, if I remember, it takes about 4 to 5 base coats before going onto the actual color coats here that are going to give you the exact color that you're looking for. And that's essentially how the process will work in regards to changing the colors of these wheels. And there are a ton of different colors to choose from. You don't have to do like a bronze that I always end up going with. They have anything from silvers to like a gunmetal gray to black, and every color in between. Now I am going to just focus on Plastidipping the actual spoke areas of the wheel. And I'm actually gonna leave the wheel wells alone. They're gonna stay black. And how I'm gonna basically keep the wheel wells black is using this material right here, which is basically tape and drape. So essentially it is plastic covering with already painter's tape already applied to one of the edges. So essentially what this is gonna do is I will attach this all around the inside of the wheel well, and it won't let any paint through. But technically, even if I wanted to, I could just peel away the excess afterwards, but it's just a little bit easier and cleaner if I just use this to begin with. And then along the actual perimeter of here, in regards to making it easier to peel off the excess paint, we have something here that is called dip release. Now, dip release is pretty much like, this is pretty much tire shine, but this is Dip Your Car's special formulated one, which is a little bit better. But essentially you're gonna put it all along the tire here, which it basically allows doesn't allow the dip to actually attach, kind of deal, and it just makes it easier to peel off. So when I actually get to that point where I'm doing the outer wheels, it'll actually bubble on purpose, so that it makes it a lot easier, cleaner of a process to install all along, or to remove and get the final look without having to, you know, kind of peel it up little bits by bits, because it's not going to be even coating, because I'm not trying to put full coats on that. And yeah, that's essentially going to be it. Now I'm going to be doing this job here in the garage, which with my new floors, I don't want a whole bunch of Plastidip that I'm going to have to peel off from the floor, which is also what this tape and drape here is going to be really useful. So I'm going to set up a whole nice little section right here. And it's one of those things, this stuff is pretty easy to work with. You don't necessarily need a garage to do it. It can be a single day job kind of deal. The only thing I will caveat is that you need to clean the heck out of these wheels and make sure they're completely dry. Not thinking they're dry, like completely dry. And I took quite a bit of time to clean these as best I could, kind of deal. Like I took 2-3 hours, and no kidding, on all these different wheels, doing a detailed job, 2 times, like actually fully washing it, and then using the Plastidip final cleaner here to do a 3rd wash of these wheels. And then I used my actual Adams air blower over there to literally I took 5-10 minutes on each wheel, just blow drying the heck out of them so that they're completely dry. And that's one of the big things, is you want to make sure you are in every freaking nook and cranny that is clean, including, especially on these wheels, I mean, you have some of these complex little corners here that will retain quite a little bit of dirt if you don't clean them perfectly. And then one of the big things, especially for just water and such that can get caught, is all around the edges. So that's what took me the longest time, to just make sure that is all clean, all completely dry. And that's essentially it, guys. So I'm going to start prepping the area and then doing a final clean of these wheels, and then we are going to be ready to go. So alrighty guys, so we have finished putting the copper bronze color on the OEM wheels using our Plastidip, and it actually came out pretty good. Now the install in general is not too bad. It's a lot more of just the prep work. You need to really take the time to do the prep work to make it come out really nice. And even then, the install can be a little bit tricky, especially with some of these complex contours on the spokes. So I will be the first to tell you, even with my level of experience, I messed up one of the wheels. It's not pretty. I'm gonna have to probably redo it. And by all means, I made quite a few mistakes. In having the wheels off, I should have had them like laying at a 45-degree angle. I had more like a 20-30-degree angle, and that made it way more difficult. The dip didn't lay down exactly how I should have done it. And this new next generation of hyper dip cans that I was using, you get a better sheen, you get a better shine, more of a gloss look, but you have to do very, very good wet coats to get that effect. If you have it that it's uneven, you're gonna see splotches where it's not gonna look as shiny kind of deal. So there's some imperfections, and just again, trying to get into the crevices and stuff is actually really challenging with these wheels. If you get up and close, it doesn't look as good as I really would like to, in my opinion. But that's the point of these things. It is that it is completely removable. I can peel this off, and the OEM paint is just like how I left it. And that's the beauty of this stuff, is that it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but if you like it and you want to just keep it, you can keep it for a few years as long as you maintain it, and it'll last. So definitely options for my track-minded folks that maybe you use their OEM wheels for the track or whatnot, or even just a spare set of wheels, and they don't want to damage the paint underneath. It acts as a pretty good protectant. And all for like around $100. But yeah, overall, if you're looking to do a quick change to your OEM wheels, or just any wheels that you have, it doesn't have to be obviously on a C8 Corvette, it could be any car for that matter. Dipyourcar.com, their products are great, and I've been using them for years on different applications. Aside from wheels, I've done engine covers, hoods, emblems, you name it, you can definitely Plastidip it, including the whole car. But they have special kits and spray systems to do that if you choose. And yeah, overall, I think this is really making the C8 pop out and look very custom, which is what I like to go for. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please check out any of my other videos, and we'll see you next time. Take care, guys.